Entrepreneurship is all about insights and lessons learned, and today I want to share with you a couple of lessons learned of my lessons learned with this product, the Playground for Entrepreneurs, which is a coaching tool and a board game for entrepreneurship coaches and teachers to use in their sessions and in their classes. So this is an idea that's been on my mind for about 6 years now, I think. At first, it wasn't a game at all. It was a canvas-like thing, and people would just stick sticky notes on top of it. But then I really wanted to make it more engaging, more interactive, more playful, more fun to play with it and get to better ideas and share their knowledge. And that's when the gamification part came up. Now, from the start, it's been very important to me to make it Inge independent. So not depending on me being in the room and guiding people, but really a very accessible tool, a very useful, impactful tool for entrepreneurship coaches to use, and really basically very accessible for people. So that's why a lot of playtesting, of course, I was involved and I was leading the playtesting at the beginning, but then very soon I tried to have other coaches playtest it, just so that we would get their feedback on their use of it in their sessions and their classes. So that was a very important point for me. Now, the first lesson learned that I would like to share is that entrepreneurship is not about winning from others. That's something I really learned from this game and from playtesting and observing the playtesting as well, because it's very much more about winning for yourself, about winning, getting the right insights, getting becoming the best you, really, without necessarily winning from others. So at the beginning, I thought that was a very important motivation for people, to be competitive, to be better than others, to win the game. So there was points and there was time and there was one winner. And then maybe we thought that there shouldn't be one winner. So we have 4 areas. We would have a winner for each area. We tried those game dynamics. In reality, nobody ever paid attention to winning the game. Ever. So basically, after a lot of playtesting, we just got it out, deleted the whole competitive thing, because it's not working in this context. Entrepreneurship is about getting the right insights. It's about collaborating a lot more than about competition. So people would start helping each other with the right feedback, with contacts, with providing each other services, or at least offering to do that. So that was what it was all about. So the second lesson learned, and this is particularly important if you're developing a game, you need to make a decision. You need to create a balance between education and game dynamics, if you're making an educational game, that is. And it's very important for you to define where your focus is going to be. For me, that was the insights that would spring from playing the game. The context, the community building around it, that was very important for me to develop. So you can either make a decision to have it become more realistic, to have people bring in their own ideas, their own projects, or make it more game-like and kind of invent a story, a narrative that comes in with that story, and then kind of guide people through it. Then the educational and especially the insights part on their own ideas and projects is not going to be that strong. You might get some like educational messages, or that's just come from the dynamic of the game, but it's not going to be the same. So you need to find a balance between what do I want them to take away and what do I want to generate as a play dynamic as such. And that balance is very important. It's not necessarily wrong to make one decision or the other. It's just about what do you aim to achieve with this game. For us, timekeeping has been absolute key. So we have 48 reflective questions in this game. That's a lot of content, and that's a lot of reflection and a lot of stories people can tell that happen to them with these topics and these reflections. So timekeeping has really been key, and we've developed different timekeeping dynamics actually to achieve different goals with participants or with students. Now that's been very important, and that's been a challenge really, because the first playtesting session we didn't have the timekeeping, and I think we spent 2 hours answering 6 questions all in all, between all participants, 6 questions. That's just too little questions and too much conversation in order to be able to call it a game actually. So then we changed that with a couple of other dynamics to make it a bit more dynamic, a bit more interactive, keeping the value per minute high. And we found that the moderation in that sense is really important, because you can't sit still as a moderator and you need someone to moderate. Otherwise, it's not going to work and people are just going to talk too much or feel uncomfortable with the dynamic that's being used. There's always surprises in playtesting, and one of the biggest surprises that I found personally is that it really works to diminish defensiveness and to create that safe space where people can just talk their mind, talk about their fears, talk about their challenges really, and that is really important for team communication. And one of the things that's really surprised me in that sense was how much it helped to take away the defensiveness on ideas. Sometimes people, even between team members, they would feel attacked if somebody came in with a new idea. The game aspect just takes that away, because you're supposed to come up with crazy ideas and you're supposed to come up with complementary ideas. So there's no need to be defensive about it, and then you can create a really open conversation on that specific topic and on improving your idea actually, and improving your project and how you're going to make it manifest in the real world. So I want to end with a quote of Buckminster Fuller. You can't fight the system, but you can make it obsolete by creating something better. So that is what I'm trying to do with this game, with this coaching tool, to create a better way of coaching. It doesn't mean that coaching was necessarily bad. That really depends on the individual, I think. But you can make it more fun. You can make it lighter without taking away the seriousness that's behind it. You can make it feel lighter. And if you make it feel lighter, you can play with different ideas, different experiments, and that is really going to help create that new paradigm and have that conversation that you need to have and advance and progress the project of the entrepreneurs and help them to do that. So that's what I wanted to share with you for today. I hope it's useful, particularly if you're developing a product, and particularly if you're developing a gamified or a game-like product. If you want more content on innovation and entrepreneurship, please subscribe to this channel, and we'll see each other soon in the next video.